Hi, my name is Daniel. I am the writer and director of The Interview, the film that is recently released on this channel, Faboozle Productions, and today I'm talking to you about animatics, what they are and how I use them to make The Interview. I'd like to give a massive thank you to the Standard Story Company YouTube channel. I saw one of their videos basically saying what animatics were and how they're used kind of in massive industry scales such as with Pixar and things like that, and I was really wanting to try it for myself, so massive thank you to them. They will be in the link in the description for you to go check out because they're doing some great stuff. So in short, animatics are a sequence of images which are put together normally with like some kind of dialogue or soundtrack. It's basically an animated storyboard. And that's really useful when you're on set or when you're planning set to kind of match dialogue to see what it sounds like. It basically gives you this open world to test what it's like. Whereas when you're on a set sometimes you have changing dialogue and you have things that don't sound right and it's too late to fix them, or you're there scrambling for hours trying to get something working well. And animatics are good for that because you get that storyboard, you draw it out similar to, well, this is one of them here. I drew there. Obviously my drawing isn't too great, but nonetheless it's that kind of thing, and you get that storyboard and you basically put the images onto a timeline, onto an editing timeline, and you can add that dialogue, you can add that music, you can have that ability to play around and see what works and what doesn't in a safe space. And that's something that Pixar use a lot with things like Up, with all their projects really, where they map out everything that's going to happen and they can animate this storyboard so we can see, and so they can see what's going to happen, what changes need to be made, and does it flow well. So that was something I really wanted to do with The Interview, and so I got this storyboard. When I storyboarded this, I didn't storyboard the entire film because once you get past the kind of first minute or so, there's a lot of just kind of fading back and forth, and it was something where I didn't need a storyboard to map it out. It kind of just depended on how it flowed with the dialogue and things like that. But the first kind of part of the film I definitely storyboarded and changed it a couple of times to match the change in editing and things like that, but overall the storyboard remained fairly consistent, and I used animatics to kind of explore what it would look like, so that because I was doing it as a film project I was limited for time and resources, that kind of thing, and also the actors who did a brilliant job were working for free, so I wanted, to kind of make it as easy as possible. They were staying after school helping me film it. I didn't want this to take kind of longer than it needed to, so I wanted to go in with this clear plan. So I had the clear plan of what I wanted it to look like, and I used those animatics to plan the shots to see if they'd worked, if it would match the dialogue. Disclaimer that my drawing is awful at the best of times, and I do apologise to any of the actors who bear zero resemblance to any of the drawings I've done in this.
We have an update on the Colson murder. We now have 2 suspects based on evidence left at the scene and eyewitness accounts. Lucky for us, the 2 suspects are married. Mike Hudson. He is a conservation architect, and besides a few speeding tickets, he has no other criminal record. Janet Hudson. She is a sales representative for the UK branch of a Fortune 500 company. No criminal record. Jensen, you're going to be interviewing Mike. In the meantime, I'm going to be speaking to Janet. Clear?
All clear, boss.
Sorry to keep you waiting. My name is Detective Anderson. Is it alright if I ask you a few questions?
Sorry I kept you waiting. My name is Detective Jensen. Is it alright if I ask you a few questions?
Hopefully you enjoyed that video. That's just a bit of me talking kind of about the process behind making the interview, the pre-production stage of it, looking at the kind of like storyboarding, and something that I'm going to use in future projects because it's something that's been very helpful. And again, massive thank you to the Standard Story Company YouTube channel for making that video, which I found really useful. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed.